Hi, I'm Mariella. Welcome to today's episode of I Need to Travel But I Can't Afford It. On this particular trip, I was traveling to Chicago to spend a few days with family. Sometimes the best part about living in Miami is getting to leave and come back refreshed. This is where the World Cup was held. I travel to Chicago a few times a year, including Thanksgiving. My immediate family lives there now after living in Houston for over a decade and being originally from the Dominican Republic, myself included, but that's a story for another day. Today, I took the train from Chicago Ridge. One thing about Chicago and its suburbs is the architecture. Everything has an old-timey feel that you definitely don't get in Miami or Houston. I have not done the architecture tour, and as you'll see in this video, I spent very little money, $40.40 to be exact. Moment of silence for the fans of trains. After a quick $11 train ride, I pretended to be one of the locals walking amongst the crowd. The itinerary for today was whatever was free, and I chose the Navy Pier. I still remember the first time I came to Chicago with my mom and feeling like I could live here, but I quickly remembered that I'm a tropical lizard. The train doesn't take you directly to the Navy Pier, so I took a quick $2.20 bus ride that took me to the front door. If you've never been to Navy Pier, here's a quick little map of everything that's available to do or see. In short, you can spend an entire day here. On another note, if you're traveling to Chicago and thinking of getting an early start, let me warn you now, don't. Without any activities, the Navy Pier felt vast and empty, almost like everyone died and you're the last one left. The antique boats sure added to the spooky feel. This isn't a scary video, but the state of my finances is. I was lucky that on this particular June day, the weather was 83 degrees, but that would change just 7 hours later. In case you didn't know, Chicago weather is extremely volatile and you can have hail and tornadoes after having the most beautiful day like this one. Now, if you're like me and you have to pee every 30 minutes, the good news is that there are restrooms available at the pier. They can be found inside the family pavilion where they have different shops and activities for both kids and adults. Because there was nothing to do when I got to the Navy Pier at exactly 9:06 a.m., I decided to walk back into downtown instead of taking the bus. I didn't know until today that Chicago had a Riverwalk. Because I was on the opposite side of the river, I had quite a walk to get down to where the Riverwalk starts. If you're adventurous like me, this is the best part of the journey. Don't be like me though and walk on the wrong side of the sidewalk. Pay attention. Entrances to the Riverwalk are accessible through the streets crossing Walker Drive. I'm not sure what time downtown Chicago starts getting packed, but by the time I made my way back around 11 a.m. for lunch, it was still too early for anything to be happening on the Riverwalk. I haven't had poke in a long time, so that was, of course, my first stop. $16.70 for all this. From the Navy Pier to Union Station was a total of 2.9 miles according to Google, but my caps would say otherwise. One of these days that I visit Chicago, I will have the budget for proper recommendations on things to do. First on my list, the architecture tour. See you on the next one.